Wow, you look terrible.
I know, the long hours are starting to wear me down. I'm thinking about getting into the out-of-home advertising game.
Smart move. There's some pretty fancy ads kicking around out there.
Agreed.
But how do you know if they're effective?
We typically have two different organizations that aid us in measuring our audiences and effectiveness of the ads. The Canadian Out-of-Home Measurement Bureau and the Out-of-Home Marketing Association of Canada.
You've lost me.
I'm not surprised. Well, the Canadian Out-of-Home Measurement Bureau, or COME, is an independent organization composed of members from advertisers, advertising agencies, and media firms. The Out-of-Home Marketing Association of Canada, or AMAC, was formed in 2005 by 5 different media companies, and they've recently had 4 others join the band. AMAC owns 90 of all out-of-home media opportunities.
Fascinating. What do they do?
The audience measurement that determines the amount of reach and frequency is done by COME. COME maintains a national database of all products for outdoor operators in order to calculate daily or weekly audience averages for each medium in all the markets.
Mind-blowing. But what about the Out-of-Home Marketing Association of Canada?
I was so excited, I almost forgot about them. Well, their mission is to develop the market for this medium, implement new industry initiatives, establish guidelines, and act on behalf of the industry on any issues. They also commissions research to demonstrate its effectiveness that acts as key information for decision makers.
Interesting. But how does COME figure out this information?
COME conducts 6,000 randomly selected field audits each year. They obtain traffic circulations numbers from municipalities, and they analyze the data with 3 key questions. What is the average number of people in the vehicle? What is the vehicle's origin within the sea? Is the sign illuminated? If so, for how long? These circulations are applied to each poster along a certain part of the road called the link. The numbers are adjusted to account for time of day variations throughout the week to arrive at an adjusted circulation. The adjusted circulation is then divided by the target population so that the reach is expressed as one of the population.
Is this always right?
COME likes to think is the most accurate and reliable method in the world. Other media buyers are concerned that this measurement only tracks opportunity for exposure and not actually exposure of the ads. It's also unclear just how many people are in each car.
So what does AMAC do? Is it better?
AMAC has undertaken 2 day-in-the-life studies. The first investigated time spent inside/outside home, out-of-home exposure, commuting habits, and related shopping behavior. Based on 2,500 phone interviews with Canadians aged 12 and up in major markets, they determined the average person spends 55 of their waking time out of the home. On a typical week, Canadians are spending as much time exposed to out-of-home media as they are to that of television and internet.
Wild. What about the second?
Yes, the second. The second day-in-the-life study investigated the relevance and impact of out-of-home media versus other media. AMAC tested this by selecting 27 random drivers and passengers, asking them to participate in research for the Transport Ministry. They strapped a camera to their heads to monitor what they were looking at, and told them to drive a predetermined route that passed a variety of outdoor advertisements. The study found that 73% of drivers looked at the ads as opposed to the passengers' 52%. The study also showed that rotating billboards were looked at 2.5 times each drive-by as opposed to the classic billboards 1.9 times.
I'm glad you've explained this to me.